Hello everyone and welcome to another Headstone video. In this video I'm gonna show this storage system that I built in my single player world. I will talk about each of the components, and in another video I will do a tutorial for the new Shulker box loader and Shulker box display. So this storage system has two parts. One of the parts is this chest hallways, so we have 8 chests per slice here, and the other part is this Shulker box displays, and here we have the input, that is this Shulker box, and you can also place Shulker's boxes here if you want, right? And all the items that don't get filtered will end up in this chest here. There is items here, this lamp turns off, so you know there is items unsorted, and for now I'm sorting manually the items that not sorting, right? But of course maybe later I will do a multi-item sorting if this gets too much annoying, I guess. And also in these chests here, in these barrels, I have the items that I'm sorting. So for example, this top chest here, these first rows are the items that I'm sorting on this row here of chests. These other 3 rows are the items I'm sorting here. And on the bottom chest, these 3 rows are the items I'm sorting here. And these other 3 rows are the items sorting on these chests here. Same thing for all the other chests there. So that's why we have 27 Shulker box loaders here and 27 slices of the chest hallways here. And I'm using this lime glass to represent 3 spaces, I guess. So here, for example, you have the last 3 spaces there. So let's say, for example, I don't have a berry farm. If I do a berry farm, I will probably want a Shulker box loader, because that's some kind of farm that produces a lot of items, right? So I can come here and replace this line for a berry and go up there in the filter here and remove the paper here and place one item, like I'm here filtering another hack, for example. And let me show how this Shulker box display works. So for example, here we have quartz. So let's say I want more than 1 stack of quartz, and usually the Shulker box display people do break the box when it's empty. So mine is not automatic, it's semi-automatic, because you need to click the note block here to break the box, and it will put another Shulker box here and you can grab your items. And also you have access to the full Shulker boxes on these dispensers. You have a lot on the hoppers, on the chests here. And also, for example, here we have blocks of iron, but if we look in the dispenser, there is no more full Shulker boxes here. So let's say we need more iron here. If I press this, it won't come any more Shulker boxes. So what I can do is press this other note block here. It will break the Shulker box that's currently loading, and it will end up here in the dispenser. Now I can click it again and it's here. So you see it's not full, but can request the Shulker box that is currently loading if I need more items. And this rail here, as you can see, there is a minecart going here that refills the Shulker box for the Shulker box loaders, and it needs to be a minecart with a chest, because as you can see, he goes exactly under where the items go here on the ice. So if it was a hopper minecart, it could get the items that are nice here to get sorted. Yeah, that's why it needs to be a minecart with a chest. The way I restock the shulker box is I put shulker box here, and when the minecart passes here, you get a shulker box. This hopper, and if this barrel gets empty, this piston turns off and this lamp turns off, so I know I need to refill the shulker boxes here. Now let's talk about the individual components. So the first one is the chest hallway, right? And as you can see here, we have 4 chests on this side and 4 here, so it's 8 chests per slice. And it's a simple filter here, right? And here I'm using slabs, but you can use a full box if you want. But here where I'm using full stone block, it needs to be solid block. Yeah, as you can see here where we have the ice, the water strings, and it doesn't really need to be ice all the way, right? If you are top 13 or above, the items go fast in any block pretty much. Yeah, as you can see here, the 3 filters here are like aligned, so it's pretty easy to build. The 4th filter here are kind of reversed, right? Yeah, it's not really easy to build. And another thing I need to say is that this is designed to be built with these water strings only. Can't build this in the nether because as you can see, the hoppers here and here, they would go under the other hoppers here and catch the items that are trying to go to this chest. Yeah, and that would break the system, so yeah, you need to use water strings. And here, these wall blocks represent the items that you are sorting, because some people like to do this. So for example, let's say here I'm sorting stone, granite, decide diorite, and replace the blocks here. Then I know what I'm sorting, right? So I know diorite in this chest, here, granite here, and stone here. Yeah, I didn't use this on my system because I want everything to be quartz block, using the chest to where the stuff are, but you can do this if you want. The only thing is this here needs to be a block, or a block that doesn't get broken by water, because the water will be flowing here, and if you try to use something, let's say for example you want to display a button here, you are sorting buttons here, yeah, these will get destroyed by the water. Yeah, you need to place a block here that doesn't get destroyed by water. Also, of course, you can place item frames for the stuff that you can't place as a block. Dice, for example. Okay, now I'm gonna show the shulker box loader and shulker box display. And here we have only the shulker box display. So as you can see, it's very simple because of course it's a semi-automatic design, like I said, right? So here we have the full shulker boxes. Here, shulker box. So let's say it's empty now, and press lock here. Fill in another shulker box here, and here is where you get your full shulker box from your shulker box loader. So if you want to use this semi-automatic shulker box display with another shulker box loader, you can use it. So there you go. It's just a observer here observing the notebook you click, repeater on 3 ticks, another observer, a piston with an observer facing this way here. Yeah, the piston breaks the box, and when it comes back, power this block, that powers the dispenser and dispense the new box here. Also, of course, you can place this hopper up here if you want to have more access here to the dispenser, right? But yeah, I like to way here to have more access, more items, right? More shulker box, because I can access here, here, and here. Okay, and here is the shulker box loader. Here, where the shulker boxes end up, so that's where your play, right? Here is how it works. So when this shulker box gets full, this comparator here will change this to in. The observer here will trigger this block that will power here, that will power piston. Use these lines here to break the shulker box with this slab. The shulker box will get on top of the slab for like 2 ticks, and when the piston comes back, the shulker box goes to the hopper here. Then it goes to this hopper, and when the shulker box is passing this hopper, the comparator will detect, and the observer detect the comparator and power this block that powers the dispenser to dispense a new shulker box. This comparator here, that there is one shulker box in the dispenser, so it's powering this piston with a composer here that makes this comparator here lock the hopper. So when the minecart with the shulker box is passing here, you won't deposit a new shulker box on this hopper because it's locked. So you will always only have 2 shulker box per shulker box loader, the one that's in the dispenser, the one that's currently loading. Yeah, so this was one of the reasons why I designed a new shulker box loader, because my old one had 4 shulker boxes per slice. So there was the one loading, one in the dispenser, one in another dropper, and one in yet another dropper. So yeah, designed this one. One of the reasons was because I wanted less shulker boxes here. The other reason is I wanted easy way to get to the shulker boxes from below here. That I guess my other one would also have that, but I also wanted this function to call the shulker box. So if I press this here, it will power this block that will power the repeater here and will break shulker box. So let's try to see. Then the shulker box that's not really full come here. You can access it in your display just like I showed with the iron blocks there. Yeah, and up here you have these hoppers that come the. Yeah, in here it showed the hoppers that the shulker boxes come, right? A minecart, a chest minecart going up here. And as you can see, now that we dispense the new shulker box, this is empty, powered here, so hopper here is unlocked. So now when the minecart passes here, it will deposit the shulker box, and the shulker box come here. So let's say the minecart here, the shulker box comes here and it locks, right? And this other line here is the filter for the item that comes through the water stream here. So here is where you set your filter here. So let's say I'm starting sand here, for example, right? And actually I have a sand and a honey block here, because this here, of course, you might be thinking, I have 2 on each side here, when I press one, it will activate both, right? And that's a problem. So yeah, the way we fix this is we use the honey block here, but we can't use two honey blocks because the comparator won't be able to compare items here from the honey block. You know, it needs a full block because the honey block is not full, so we use a sand block here. Now the comparator can detect the items there. If you press the button here, you see that the piston here goes up and doesn't break the sand here. Yeah, I will talk more about this later. Okay, here we have a slice, right? So two Shulker box loaders in this place. Over, so I showed, right? The only thing different you can see is that here we have a stone block to get the power 15 here. Here I'm using some torch to power both sides here. That's just to ship out a little bit because it can get a little bit expensive if you don't have a lot of headstone, right? And also here where we power the rails, of course you don't need headstone blocks all the way, right? And headstone blocks ever or so, right? You can see here in my storage system that I have headstone blocks ever often. I can power all the rails, right? I need to. Okay, and now I need to talk about the braking system here, right? Because that's how we break the Shulker boxes, right? We have these steps here and alternating lines and honey with sand or gravity block. So as you can see here, it works fine, right? And it's very important that these repeaters here are on 2 ticks, because as you can see here, if it's 1 tick, it will not work. It will break the sand here, right? It's on 3 ticks, also breaks the sand. Yeah, on 4 ticks, same thing. So it must be on 2 ticks, right? And also there is one edge case that is if you activate 2 crescent at the exactly same time, will be a problem here, right? So yeah, it's a little bit, I would say, hard to activate 2, or this means 2 Shulker boxes getting full at the same time. So yeah, I would say it's a little bit hard. It could be easy if you are using Shulker box loader for farms, right? So for example, if you have a mob farm, might be common to have, like, let's say, Shulker box loader for bones and the Shulker box loader for gunpowder, both activating at the same time. It could happen. So yeah, but for storage systems, it's like really hard to happen that, I guess. But yeah, that's a failure point, right? Or an edge case, I don't know. So yeah, I can't say this is a 100% reliable Shulker box loader, but yeah, it's really hard to happen this. Okay guys, so there is this whole other part here of another design, or it's the same design but with this feature here that when you get too many Shulker boxes here, so when this comparator detects there is a Shulker box here, it will lock the input here for the items, and it will empower this lamp, letting you know that you have a full chest, double chest here, shulker boxes, and everything here, and one shulker box here. But this is actually unnecessary. I first did this because I thought if I didn't do this and everything here, I had actually a shulker box or a double chest here. So if all these two double chests and these hoppers here got full of shulker boxes, what would happen is the next shulker box that gets full would break, and this hopper would be full of shulker box, and I wouldn't pick this shulker box. That's what I thought, but actually that will never happen, because let's say we are full shulker boxes all up here. Of course this would be full shulker boxes, not empty ones like I'm using here, but for these purposes the same thing. Okay, so now you see I didn't need to fill this up. The only one shulker box would activate this, and it locks the input hopper here, and yeah, also turns off the lamp. But yeah, the thing is this comparator that gets observed here is what triggers the dispenser. So let's say we got this shulker box full now. So let me simulate this by making shulker box here that's almost full. So yeah, let's say this shulker box gets full. Yeah, what's gonna happen? It's gonna dispense another shulker box because it's the shulker box went here, the comparator changed, and the observer detected and powered the dispenser. But when this next shulker box here gets full, it will break, but it doesn't change because now the comparator didn't change. So what happens now is if we are getting more items here, this hopper gets full of items, and this barrel, and then this hopper here, and this is the filter hopper, so you would have the renamed items here, and it would get full here, and yeah, the next sand or whatever item you are filtering that comes here won't get picked up, so it will continue the water stream to overflow chest. So yeah, you actually don't really need any of this. So yeah, even if I break the locking there, so yeah, you don't really need this locking mechanism here. Yeah, so I did record a part of this tutorial or showcase explaining this, but yeah, it doesn't really need it, it's unnecessary, and yeah, I did build in my own design, so yeah, I guess I just wasted some observers and pistons and whatever. So yeah, even with these unnecessary things and whatever, I will leave the world download in the descriptions as it is here, because maybe someone can use one part of these circuits to make a better shulker box loader, right? Because yeah, there is some stuff here that I think it's new, like alternating slimes and honey with sand. I did saw someone alternating slime and honey in a shulker box display. I don't remember who was, but yeah, I didn't see any in a shulker box loader, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this could be useful for someone else to make another design, hopefully better than this one. But yeah, it works, except for that case that we got two Shulker box full at the same time, one next to another. But yeah, I think it's worth showing this design. And yeah, if you are not subscribed yet, just subscribe, because next week I'm gonna do a tutorial for the Shulker box loader and the Shulker box display. And I also make let's play videos and server multiplayer videos, so if you like that, you can subscribe too. And I see you in the next video. Bye!